Welcome back to the Samford Edible Garden Trail. We're at Mill and Farm today, and we've already shot a video looking at all the changes at the farm. So if you haven't seen that, go and check it out. But while we're here, we couldn't resist actually talking to Nick, who's the CEO of the Mini Farm Project.
That's it.
Thought I was going to trip up on my words then. The Mini Farm Project. And we just would really love to take the opportunity to talk to you and find out more about the Mini Farm Project. Nick, you're the CEO.
Yep.
And it's a charity?
That's right. So the Mini Farm Project is a registered charity that converts underutilized spaces into urban farms, and we grow food for those in need. And the food that we grow is then freely donated to charities with kitchens or food rescue agencies. So we don't chase people in need with a carrot or a potato. We just produce it. We hand it over to organizations that convert it into meals. So our KPIs are based on the kilos and bunches that go out to the other organizations. And we find a lot of charities actually purchase food, and
right.
We don't think that's actually a good thing, because the money that they get should be moved to other vital services that they have, as opposed to buying produce. So that's one of the reasons why the Mini Farm exists, is to deliberately grow produce to give away for free.
Okay, so this was your idea,
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
And when did you start it up?
I had the idea back in 2010. I was playing with some concepts. I was working a full-time job in event management, and I love gardening. I always wanted to do something with community or the homeless work, and never found the real time. And one of my main inspirations was Hugh Fenley-Whittingstall, his River Cottage show. And I used to become completely relaxed, and he was really funny. I was like, this is exactly what I want to do. And so the idea formulated over a few months, and then he started talking about land share. And I was like, that's how we can get the land for free, is a land share program. So
right.
2014 I started, we had our first concepts, business plan was laid down, and I spoke with my employer at the time, Mine Catering, and everyone sort of, I was a little bit crazy with the idea, until we had our first farm next to Timber Tots Childcare Centre in Camp Hill. They let us our first farm.
Okay.
It was a grow bag farm, and it from there on we're here now, which is great.
Wow. And so when did you started here just before Christmas? So
That's
the end
right.
of 2020?
Yeah, this came together back in October last year. On the 19th we employed Liam, and then that day we started operations on the farm. So Mill and Farm was basically in fallow for 12 months.
Yeah.
And the opportunity just was so great. It was already a pre-existing farm. The infrastructure was in place. The soil quality was excellent. So the amount of investment into this farm to set it up was very minimal. So we partnered with Meals on Wheels, Pine Rivers and Districts to get the funding to put the farm together. And all the produce that we grow here goes to them.
Wow, that's amazing. So for those who haven't seen our earlier video, let's just give a bit of an overview of how it's set up. Okay,
Yep.
there are 3 plots here.
There are 3 plots here, and there's 3 organizations in place. So we have the Mill and Farm, which is the caretaker, the owner of the whole land under the council, and we're the farmers that lease under Mill and Farm. So Aaron's lot is there, and then we have our 2 lots on this side. And the model that we're looking at is a 50-50 ratio, where half of the produce is donated for free and the other half is sold. And what we're looking at doing is becoming self-funding and resilient, so we're not keeping asking people for donations and things like that. We still do, but it's not to supplement the farm wage. Out of the sales, the business plan needs to make $1 at the end of the 12-month cycle. That pays all the wages, all the operational costs, all the inputs, and then we are able to produce freely all the food that goes to Meals on Wheels from this site. And that'll be a template model moving forward in Southeast Queensland.
So each of these, they're the same, right? This plot's the same as the one over there.
That's
You're
right,
growing
yes.
exactly the same produce.
Exactly the same. So this is
And-
half an acre for us,
The whole thing.
the whole
Yep.
thing. So
Okay.
it's based into 2 quarter acres.
And you've set this up well enough that this plot here is paying the wage of Liam and also
And
John.
Yep, and the inputs.
Okay. Yeah. And And the input, so you mean seeds?
Seedlings.
Okay. And then the other one is, that's what's going...
That's 100% to charity.
Local Meals on Wheels.
Local Meals on Wheels. So they bring the van down here every Wednesday. They're in the community hub building, and then they go to the kitchen out of Petrie, and then they distribute all the meals in this area.
That's amazing. So I know we've got a box here. Is that
an
example?
This is an example of some of the eggplants that we have. So we have 2 different varieties. That's our thin one, and we have some nice other juicy ones there. So this has actually been packed in the fridge for delivery to one of our customers on Monday.
How amazing. Like, not only are you donating it to them, but they're getting this incredibly fresh, nutrient rich food that's been grown here on Millen Farm.
The food actually coming from here is actually really amazing.
Yeah.
With the work that Millen Farm's done, we're very lucky being here. The work that Millen Farm's done for the last 4 years to get the soil quality to a beautiful state, the cost involved in bringing in additions was very minimal, and the produce coming out at the moment with what's happening with Liam's work with the Jadam system, the Wobblers, is sensational, and all the customers and even the charity are just raving about the quality of food that's coming out of this place, which is great. Yeah. And that's what we want.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good quality, nutritious food for those in need.
Yeah, amazing. If you're curious about that, watch the other video, because we talk about it in that one, about this amazing sort of a lot of the ideas from the Korean natural farming, natural farming, and so creating this beautiful organic food.
That's right.
That we're fortunate to be able to buy as locals, and also going to our local charity.
Yes, that's right.
So what's the grand plan? What's the vision? Like, you've got Millen Farm, you've got other sites as well?
We do. We have a hydroponics site in Caboolture. That's set up deliberately so we can start playing with hydroponics. It's a retail site, so we're selling to supplement the organisation running costs. We are looking at having a larger presence with hydroponics and aquaponics in the future. We've also got a small showcase site at Alex Hills and partnering with Traction Builds down there. So we've got they've got the old horticulture department at the Alex Hills TAFE, and there's a lot of little areas in the pathways for different styles of growing, so we're trying to showcase what we can actually do on larger sites. So the idea for the mini farm project is that we can grow food anywhere, be it on rooftops, on grounds, or in market beds, or in fish tanks.
Wow. And so each site would have its own farmer?
Yes. Yeah.
And be sufficient on its own. That's the
right.
model. And the food from that farm would go to a local charity in that location.
Yeah, everything is local. So it's not a cookie cutter method. We're not looking at stamping out the same model.
Yeah.
So each farm will be different depending on the area. And then it produces a new story for that community. So instead of us going into Samford and growing and sending it out to Alex Hills, it's actually staying in this community.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And thank you for having the courage to put your ideas into action. And it's so inspirational. I know we've been reading about it in our local community, what's going on up here, and it's amazing. I'm so proud of being in Samford that this is going on here, and that this is just amazing work.
Great.
So
thank you.
Well done, and well done to the farmers who are really doing the hard yards.
The boys
here.
are doing a good job.
Yeah. So I guess if you're interested to know more about Mini Farm Project, you've got a Facebook page.
Yes, we're on Facebook. You can also get us on our website, www.mfp.org.au.
If you've got land or a building that might suit, like, what would it need to look like? How to make it viable? Like, is there a minimum size?
We're looking really for an acre to make it viable for that next level, and hopefully we can do it in the ground because it's a cheaper model to work with. And then hopefully in this area as well, because we've got our resources here.
Okay, so across southeast Queensland, southeast Queensland, at least an acre.
Yeah, at least an acre. Yeah, preferably in the Samford Ferny Grove area. That would be really great. Because Liam and John are already here, and we can expand from this space as opposed to having somewhere else. Yeah. But we will expand. Our goal is to expand throughout Moreton Bay region and supply all of the Meals on Wheels in the Moreton Bay area. And then we've got another 6 charities waiting on board to partner with us as well.
Oh, what a great vision. Thank you. Thanks so much for what you're doing here. And thank you for following us on the Samford Edible Garden Trail. We're all about just showcasing our local growers and encouraging more people like myself, just the backyard growers who just want to have their own veggie patch, just encouraging all of us to give it a go and share information between us. So you can find all of our videos on our Facebook page, and we also have a YouTube channel. And we have our first edible garden open day coming up in May the 16th, 2021. And you can go and visit some of these gardens yourself. So stay in touch, and we will see you at the next garden. Bye.